our anatomy lessons, our pectorals and our deltoids. Those are our chest and shoulder muscles that we'll be working out. Before getting a good workout in, though, don't forget to warm up. Let's start by doing some arm stretches. First, loosen your arms up and hold your right arm across the front of your body. Switch it up to your left. You want to do each of these stretches for about 10 seconds apiece. Next stretch, try to put one arm behind your head. Pull slightly with your other hand on your elbow. Don't pull too far. I have years of swimming under my belt, so I might be a little bit more flexible than you are. Do each of these for 10 seconds as well. Once done with both of those, put both hands behind your back, interlock your fingers, and stretch out your shoulders. Try to raise your arms, but not too much because you could injure yourself. Next, let's try some arm circles. For about 5 to 10 seconds, start with small circles, go to a medium size, and then make them as big as you can. And then reverse them. Small, medium, and big again. If you'd like to, or try to be more coordinated, try to do one arm going one way and the other arm going the opposite way. Also, if you'd like to, try to give yourself some arm swinging hugs. Now that we're warmed up, let's do some lifts. The first exercise shown here is the basic chest press, or the bench press. You could do this with an Olympic bar or with dumbbells like I'm doing. The key points here are to remember to keep your elbows at a 90-degree angle, and remember to exhale as you're pushing the weight away from your body. Try not to bend your elbows too far beyond the 90-degree angle, otherwise you could hurt yourself. Next up are the butterfly curls. It might look similar to the chest press, but instead of taking the weight straight up and down, you're more curling it in front of your body. It's easier to see from this angle. Instead of the weight going straight up and down, I'm still keeping my elbows at 90, but I'm kind of doing an arc with the weight. You don't need weights for either of these. You could use a milk jug or even soup cans if you had it. This next one, I'm using cables. It's another great exercise. Just make sure that your feet are flat on the ground and you're arcing your arms in front of you. It's a lot like the butterfly press, but standing. The shoulder press, or the military press, you could do either sitting or standing. You want to make sure to control the weight. Control these movements and exhale as you're pushing the weight away from your body. Keep the weight in line with your shoulder. Bring your elbows down as far as 90 degrees. Try to keep the weights above your shoulder at all times, otherwise you could end up injuring yourself. Either sitting or standing, make sure to keep your back straight. Front raises are another great shoulder exercise. Stand with your feet flat on the ground, shoulder width apart. Grab the weight in your hands, try to keep your elbows straight, and slowly raise your arms in front of your body. Try to make your arms go parallel with the floor. With all of these exercises, use a weight that you control. Try to get 3 sets of 8 to 12 repetitions. Here's my personal favorite exercise for shoulders. What you will need are 3 sets of weights, each a different weight, a light, medium, and a heavy. Start with the light weights. Do 10 repetitions. Feet shoulder width apart, flat on the floor. Start with your arms down by your sides and raise both arms up until they're parallel with your shoulders. Next, move on to the medium weights. Try to get 8 repetitions doing the same. Don't take too much of a break in between each set. After your 8 repetitions, pick up the heavy ones. Try to get 6. Focus on your breathing and only using your shoulder muscles. Really focus on that deltoid, bringing your arms straight to the ceiling. We're not done yet. Put down the heavy weights, go back to the medium. Try to get 4 repetitions. And finally, put down the mediums and pick up the light, try to do 2. That only counts as 1 set. Try to do 3 sets of 10, 8, 6, 4, and 2 repetitions. Your shoulders will thank you for it. A great exercise that works both your shoulders and your chest are the push-up. Start with your hands shoulder width apart, flat on the ground. Try to bend your arms to a 90-degree angle. Keep your elbows at that 90 while you lower yourself. Chest should almost touch the ground. Then push yourself back up. Try to do 3 sets of 10 as best you can. If you can't, you can do a modified push-up where your knees are on the ground. Just remember to keep your hands shoulder width apart and your elbows bent at that 90-degree angle. You're essentially doing a push-up just with your knees on the ground.